Hi, my name is Trace Phyllis. I'm the instructor here at one of the diesel instructors here at Portland Community College, and I'm going to be teaching the DS206 class. I wanted to take a couple minutes just to kind of walk through and show you some of what this class is going to be about, what you're going to learn, my expectations, and that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through here and briefly describe the class. Again, DS206. Medium heavy duty brakes and suspension is the name of the class, and those are the items we're going to be covering. All right, 4 days a week we meet, Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right, what I ask from you guys is to show up on time, show up alert, be ready to go, and I will help guide you through in your learning of heavy duty brakes and suspension. Kind of a briefly here of the schedule that we'll be trying to maintain going through here. Week number 1, we're going to be covering steering and alignment and transition into suspension systems also. Week number 2 should finish up with suspension systems, transition into truck hydraulic brake systems. Week number 3, finish up with the truck hydraulic brake systems and start into the truck air brake systems, learning all the components and how they interact and all that. Week number 4, finishing up with the systems and transitioning into actual air brake servicing, where we're actually tearing into the brakes and doing brake jobs, that sort of stuff. Hopefully finishing up with that in week 5, transitioning, doing some anti-lock brake systems, which is an addition into the brakes. Week number 6, electronic brake systems, fifth wheel couplings, truck frames. So we're going to cover a lot that week. And then week 6.5, because it's a 6.5 week course, gives us time to finish up any of those tasks or those labs that we didn't get to. If we have snow days or holidays or something like that, it gives us an extra day or two. And then the last 1 to 2 days, we'll be covering the finals. All right, so we moved quite a bit. We moved through quite a bit, and we're going to cover quite a bit in that time. We have 13 chapters that we cover in CDX, and some of them are multiple chapters covering brake systems and stuff like that. So emphasis on this class is brakes, and this is for like a over-the-road tractor. This course is definitely aligned with over-the-road trucking, right? So 13 chapters in CDX, which is the online textbook we use. Couple that with 13 online assignments from manufacturers that have their websites. They've got training that they provide free of charge to anybody that wants to sign up for it. So we take advantage of that. Some of the manufacturers, Bendix, Meritor, produce brake components. Get Ahead is one of the manufacturers, allows us access to the training programs that they give to their technicians. So we've got a chance to use some legitimate factory training or dealership training in this course. We take advantage of that. 39 labs to choose from. That's quite a bit. Sometimes we don't get to them all. I'm having you guys doing some of these labs multiple times. 4 to 5 weekly quizzes, so we're 6.5 weeks. I try and get in as many weekly quizzes as we can. That just helps. The more scoring points we got, points we have, the better opportunity to maintain a good grade. End of day quiz. At the end of each day, I have an end of day quiz that I hand out maybe 10 minutes before the end of class before you go home. And it's a couple of topics that we talked about during that day. Something from the lecture, something from a conversation that a student might have brought up. Those are all fair game for our end-of-day quiz, so that you are following along and I'm making sure that you are understanding what I'm telling you guys. And then what I like to call my transparent final exam. Transparent meaning right here at the corner of my whiteboard. Every term I put this right here, and when we cover one of those topics here from our labs or any of the lab sheets that we do out there, and it's going to be on the final, I will write it right there. every day I walk over here and review all the assignments. I write them on this edge of the whiteboard, and I talk about what's on the final, right? So there should be no question or confusion about, in fact, what is going to be on that practical final. I wanted to show you here just a little bit of some of the lab fixtures we've got. So in CDX, we've got multiple ways of trying to help you with your understanding and your learning. Read about it. They've got great videos and animations and drawings and stuff like that. Then you're reading it, you're hearing me lecture, and then I bring these lab fixtures into the classroom to help me demonstrate that these are the components we are talking about. So when we're going through our steering and alignment, we're going to talk about, I'm going to have my steer axle in here. We've got a lab fixture here that's got a air disc brake on one side, or air drum brake on the other side for braking adjustments and understanding some of the adjustments that we have to do. Another fixture here that I use this one to demonstrate brake jobs and maybe wheel bearing adjustment, that sort of stuff in the class. So one of the things I always try and do is demonstrate the lab to you guys before you go out and do it. So we lecture over it. I hand you guys the lab sheet, and then I will come up here with this fixture here and actually do a wheel bearing adjustment or a brake job on that fixture, showing what you're going to be doing out in the lab. So there should be plenty of opportunity to understand and ask questions even before you go out there and start working on the trucks. And again, components here, cutaways to help with your understanding, components for my show and tell portion here. We've got a Hunter alignment machine. So as part of the class, you're going to go in here and learn about alignments, and we can hook up to a truck here and put our sensors on there, checking alignment and stuff like that. Some demonstration tires here that show you, what to look for and what you hopefully don't find on a truck, to help diagnostics, with you as a technician. Here I've got a working air brake board. So this is representing all of those air brake components in the truck out here where we can see it. And I've got gauges and stuff on here so we can operate this and know how a tractor couple up to our trailer air brake system and how all that works together here. I'm going to step out here real quick, and we're going to take a look at some trucks that we've got out here, and I'm going to show you exactly what you're working on out there too. Okay, I've got you out here in the yard right now, so I'm going to show you some of the different equipment and the different component stuff you will be actually working on once you get into the class. So on this one, this truck, it is we've got a rear suspension here, so it is extremely likely that some of these suspension components you will be pulling out of this very truck. All right, coming up here, labs we've got, it could be that you are pulling out some of the components of this very truck. Leaf spring removal replacement. So we're kind of looking at the inventory of trucks we got here. Trailers, we got another truck down at the other end. Right down there, some of our brake fixtures and axles that I had you guys do some adjustments to. Some of the trucks will have opportunity to work on. Here's another one just like that white one that you're probably doing some work to. Some of our newer trucks down here, these are all ours. And once you guys will have the opportunity to drive at it from here, drive into the shop, and actually do some of the work, right? A little bit different suspension system, so it is very likely that I will have you working on this very truck, removing that airbag and doing a repair type, a simulation of a repair. Here, continuing onto that system here, we've got a fifth wheel coupler. That's one of the other things I have you guys work on. All these trucks over here got fifth wheel couplers. Brake jobs. You'll have a truck, one of these trucks, and you'll actually pull these tires off, pull the drums off, and then do an actual simulated brake job, and just like you do when you're working out in the field in the industry. So try and simulate as much of that as I can. Again, you'll have the opportunity to kind of do a once-over inspections and the repairs and stuff like that on these trucks. So one of the things you guys will find is this class, we cover all of the systems in the truck that are not covered in the other classes, right? So all those different topics I was showing you there in that 6.5 weeks, all the other classes just touch on 1 or 2 topics. By far and away, this one covers a lot more of the complete truck, where you're actually the hands-on type of wrenching that you'll be doing as a beginning mechanic and as you progress through. So there's not a whole lot of mystery in any of these components. They're big, they're heavy, they're greasy, and you're going to be removing them, replacing them, repairing them, and that's what this class is all about. So I want to see you guys in DS206, and I want you to see you guys enjoying it, because this should be fun learning environment. So hope to see you guys. All right, so that's my review of DS206 heavy duty, medium heavy duty brakes and suspension. Hopefully you got kind of a little bit of a taste of what you're going to learn, some of the equipment we're going to be going over. Tools, you'll pretty much need your entire tool list, tool set, because as you saw, we're going to be working on some pretty big stuff, and you're going to need all that tool set to be able to take all those things apart. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me either through email, is probably the best. You can jump over to my, I've got a web page that I've got a video there that I talk about myself a little bit, my work experience, my experience here at the college. And then there's some contact information there. There's a phone number. So feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about tools, more questions about the program, or more questions about my classes. And I appreciate you stopping by. I look forward to seeing you.